Okay, Kyle, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Great, we're going to get going. I hit record and let me just double check that. Yes, recording, and we're live. So, welcome everyone listening live and also as a recording to Latona's open house of rankfirsthosting.com. My name is Adam Beebe. I'm joined by Kyle Austin Rumalat. Is that
Yeah,
pronounced right?
Romalot. Yeah.
Rumalat? Okay. Um, Kyle, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone, again, my name's Adam Beebe. I'm here at Latonas.com. I'm the broker representing Rank First Hosting, and I'll have my contact on the last page of this PowerPoint in the last screen, so to speak, or slide, I should say. Um, Let me advance here with some housekeeping. If you haven't already dialed into the auto bridge, please do so now. You can use your mic on your computer as well. You're going to be muted, but there is a question functionality which you can type in your questions. I will ask them verbatim at the moment they're asked, or if I know they're going to be covered in a different section, I'll hold off on asking them and then ask them verbatim. So we do a pretty good job expecting most of the questions or at least the topics that come up, but obviously we miss them sometimes, and you may have want us to explore something. So please do not be afraid to ask. Um, and on that note, let's advance. Everyone seeing this live recorded is going to be able to log into latonas.com, their user account, and that's when you're going to be able to see the annual revenue, COGS, expenses, profits, and so forth. If you click on the individual hyperlinks for annual revenue, expenses, uniques, monthly uniques, and page views, you can see the month by month trend, if you will, or the month by month data there. You see current asking price there. This is a deal sheet. This is available to anyone once they log into their Latonas account. What is also a resource that we offer, which is also requested through the listing page, is once you sign an NDA with us, we will send you a prospectus which goes a bit more into detail about the site. Kyle, this is when I really shut up and put myself on mute and let you talk about the history of the site. Take it away.
Yeah, well, I've taken this site over for it's been about 2 years now that I built it up. I bought it when it was originally another smaller hosting company, and I was able to, kind of reorganize, restructure, pretty much just make it what it should be and what the potential where it can go. Um, so we've, redid the site from scratch. We've done all the work. I do a little bit of web design myself, so everything's built into WordPress, so it's all user friendly, even if you're not familiar with coding. Um, and pretty much it's just a standard hosting company that specializes in SEO services as far as C-class IP hosting goes. If you don't not familiar with that, we offer kind of a niche market of hosting, which we offer C-class IPs, which is if you're trying to build a blog network or if you're trying to not be on, 10 servers at once, you can be on one server with different IPs. So then Google will not recognize you being on the same server. So it helps to alleviate a lot of stress and having to have 10 servers. So that's where this niche comes from. We've been we have been profitable since day one, and we've been growing ever since, month on month. There hasn't been a lot of in-depth marketing investment-wise, as I would say. I am an entrepreneur myself, so I have a lot of other businesses that I run and operate, and this one actually has the most potential. Hosting companies are very popular and have unlimited potential as far as if you wanted to grow it, the client base, or if you wanted to resell later on. Um, are we going through the sites, or should I monitor?
Yeah,
Should I
and
control that?
Kyle, you're going to notice everyone listening. There'll be a slight delay. I mute myself so no ambient noise comes in while you're talking. But that's really the history of the site, and I apologize. What are we seeing here?
The Facebook.
Pretty direct. So that's we place that in the history of the site, and then as people also have access to is the archive, is the Wayback Machine, where you can see how long a site obviously has been live and functioning. Kyle, you did touch upon it. When did you take over the site?
2012.
2012. And we'll cover why we see a upward trend. It's a good thing, upward trend in revenue once we get to the revenue section and screen. Um, what we're noticing here is the 2014 traffic, which we also break down as mentioned by month. You do obviously run Google Analytics on it. I see some bounces here, Kyle, but I don't see really anything dramatic. I mean, I see pretty consistent graph here with a couple exceptions, month in, month out. Anything that you see relevant speaking about this as far as the year
We've
look
had,
here?
I mean, yeah, it's been pretty stable. The site has grown organically over the time, of course, in the search engines and organically, but we do have a lot of people, referrals and things like that, that will recommend our services. So a lot of either it comes from organic or will come from direct.
Okay, and we'll get more into that actually here momentarily. This obviously anyone has access to or can have access to upon a signed NDA, but the breakdown of traffic. Do you see? Have you explored? Are you trying to get more of a
I
worldwide presence?
I mean, I focus mainly on the American market. That's what
Sure.
I'm familiar with as far as an entrepreneur and marketing skills that I know of. But it's open to the world. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, of course, there's a lot of developers all over, so it's really open.
Sure, noted. Um, Fair enough. So, but you haven't really explored that yet, as
Right.
you
No.
indicated. Okay. You mentioned organic search. That's where the majority of the traffic comes from. We're seeing some direct traffic. Do you attribute that to you? I've got to, and I apologize. I know it's on our Latona's listing page. It's either 65 or 85 active clients right now. Is that accurate?
No, it's more than I think it's about 70 now. We've gotten a few over this week.
That must be it. Yeah, we had it, so it'll be adjusted in the in the listing page. But that was accurate when we started the listing. I think it was a week, 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Um, I see very little social media there, even though you have a Facebook page. Have you really tried out social media to get traffic?
No, I haven't touched that at all. I've just had it there, for if I wanted to explore that potential, but I have not. So that's definitely something that, the new owner could take over and, grow.
What have you had successes as far as garnering traffic? I know a lot of this is, but I
The
forgot.
most with mine would be the organic, doing some blog articles linking. That way it can be on different relevant sites. So kind of on forums, on web hosting forums and things like that. So it also helps with the organic rankings.
Sure. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. We don't have to make it any more complicated than it is. Do you do any link exchanges at work
I
backlinks at all?
I do not know.
Okay. So as people have access to Majestic SEO, this is going to go into that profile, and if a new owner is successful or is wanting to do that, that definitely can be an avenue as well as social media that can be explored.
Right.
Um, again, if you're not doing backlinks, this doesn't have much relevance here. This will show some of the linked sites or sites that you are linking to. Is there anything that you can think of as far as any links that you're especially proud of or that you think's relevant?
I mean, I've just since the site has been established and it's pretty, people like the name and the establishment and the reviews behind it. I got into a couple web hosting directories, so that's definitely a way to get more, traffic and more clients.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. SEM Rush. You're not buying any traffic. It's organic. This
Right.
is not expected to be that relevant. And as the graph shows and as the numbers show, it really doesn't apply to your business model. Um, as does, you do have some sort of ranking for some sort of hosting, as you mentioned, and we'll get more into detail as far as exactly what hosting you use as far as maximizing maximizing someone's presence. But C-class hosting, which you'll get into here in a little bit, um, and that's just as mentioned organically. The traffic is kind of what I also wanted to talk about. I know you said you took it over in 2014. This, given this type of site, is a reasonably stable traffic profile.
Hmm.
Obviously, we see everyone is seeing an increase in September. What do you attribute that to? Starting in September, what do you attribute that to?
I think it's just organic rankings. We've been able to get a lot more, so it's just organic traffic.
Hmm. Okay. There's nothing. There's nothing proactively you're doing there. Meaning,
No,
I okay.
there's
Okay.
no active like marketing campaigns that are ongoing.
Understood. Okay. Well, then obviously there are. This isn't as parallel, if you will, or this doesn't follow exactly the uniques, dips and flows, so to speak. It's This is reasonably constant. It looks like you're getting some more page views in June. Um, Anything you can attribute that to? I'm not sure if it's relevant, but that is significantly more than the average here.
I mean, I've noticed, I mean, seasonally there is in the summer months more activity going on. So that could be it from what happened last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonder why that is. That's usually the inverse of most sites. Um, okay, fair enough. Now this is where I really shut up and let you talk. And what I'll have you do, Kyle, is when you want me to advance the screen, just say
Okay.
next. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the admin section. The floor is yours.
Yes, we have it's a third-party license and software script called WHMSC. It's kind of like an admin for a web hosting company. You can deal with all your clients, all your emails, all your signups, all your tickets, all your billings. Everything will go through here. The script and license has been paid in full, so there's no renewal fees or anything like that. As far as signups go, we get those, weekly, daily. It really, there's not a specific trend. I mean, of course, if you do active marketing campaigns, then you should see an increase. But right now, since it's all referrals and organic, we take it as it comes. So as you can see here, some history on the different signups, how many orders were placed, how many were completed. Sometimes people, of course, do place orders and do not pay, so those are not considered completed. So only the completed ones are the ones that we consider paid in full and send them their hosting details. Um, yeah, so it really varies. Like this week alone, we got a really big client to sign up. So it comes and goes, depends on the season or depends the needs of the clients. So we can go to the next slide. And this is just a little, I guess, look at the clients that we've had. I mean, it's just the history over the site when I've taken over. It's 190 some. So it just shows who's active, who's inactive. You always have those clients personal emails, personal phone numbers, addresses when they did sign up, so you can always remarket to them. We do newsletters once a month, even if they're not active clients, to try and keep people engaged or offer, promo codes or things like that to try and get them back or try to, recommend our services. So we can go next. This is just a bigger, I guess, look at what goes on a daily basis. This just has, orders completed, invoices, paid invoices, tickets that are open, tickets that are replied to, any cancellation requests. So this is pretty much the daily activities that you would do as the new owner. You just need to make sure all your emails are up to date. If people are emailing you, asking you questions about, custom packages or what this means, then you can see here ticket replies and things like that. I have some background in web design, web development. I'm not a huge server coding person, so the people that we do rent the server from, they are great and they help out a lot on any support issues that clients might have. So it's kind of a go-between, and we can get everyone happy and replied to. So we can go on if there's nothing else here. This is to look at the income trend. Is this the yes, the income forecast. So this is the anticipated income forecast of the current clients that we have, but this of course changes daily, weekly, monthly with any new clients that we have. People come and go, but most of the times the retention rate is very high and the clients will stay on. So you can see here, people pay monthly. Most people will pay monthly. There are people that will pay quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. We do offer discounts if people sign up for annually. Usually it's about 20% off just to get them to pay the large amount up front and keep them as the client for a year, which is what happened this week that we got a client for. So, this just will give you an idea of what income will come. So we can go next. This is just an example. Clients, dates, invoices, orders that have been completed and paid. Like I said before, there are people who will either cancel their order because they never paid, they change their mind. You see here there's one refunded. They were looking for something else that we didn't offer, so we refunded them back. But as you can see, most are completed and active, meaning they placed their order and they paid, and we send them their hosting details. So we can move on. It's just a quick look here, just at the main home page. The script is very easy for anyone to understand. It just gives you a daily breakdown of to-dos, pending cancellations, awaiting tickets, any network issues, income that have been earned today, this month, this year, who's logged in. I mean, you can control everything from this one script. It's super easy, so anyone can learn or manage it. You're able to add different staff members. If you do have staff members, you're able to send invoice reminders. So it's really a good script that most companies use for hosting. Okay. And this is just the revenue that we have that was given by our data here. You can see the trend is all upward ever since taking over, so we don't see any decline. It's pretty much upward and onward month after month from either referrals or organic search or people recommending the services. Like I said before, there's been a little bit of posting on I guess relevant blogs or relevant forums related to web hosting. We will sometimes offer, the first month half off to try and get clients in. So it'd be 50% off their first hosting. So that's how we're able to get clients and keep them on for months on end. So we can move to the next one unless you have anything else.
I apologize. No, I don't. And I see some questions that have come in that you've actually answered here. The note here, and we are on the revenue slide, is just simply the consistent increase between February and June, and then a real virtual leveling off. And that's, if there's one thing that people like, is obviously an increase, but then the stabilization of the increase. So you went into detail about that. I don't have anything else, and I noticed that the question's been answered per the questioner saying so. I'll go ahead and advance. That sounds
Okay.
good. Expenses. I should know this. I apologize. I don't know it right off. Why is obviously July this is when you're
Yeah.
paying, you pay server costs twice a year, right?
No, we pay server costs monthly, so it's a month-to-month contract. This
Oh, I'm sorry.
increase
Yeah, it's just 525. It's an extra 125
yeah, it's
bucks.
$150 because we had one client request their own VPS server because they had specific needs and they didn't want to be on our shared dedicated server. So we were able to, work with the company and get them their VPS, and we make a good profit on that client.
Good. Um, Here we go. What's the retention rate as far as clients? I mean, I don't know if you have that stat. You can ballpark it if you don't.
Yeah, I'll try and ballpark. I can get specifics.
Sure.
I mean, like I said, over the 2 years, we still have people from that very beginning of 2 years still with us. I would say on average it's about maybe 6 to 8 months. Um, but sometimes, like I said, if we offer discounts for yearly or semi-yearly, then they'll
Sure.
sign that up, and we can get them, secured as the yearly client.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, you've done a great job. We've had questions. You've proactively answered them, and I'm getting confirmation that they're answered. Um, what I always like to preface these questions here by saying that an hour of my time or anyone else's time is not necessarily equal.
Yeah,
You have a skill set which if you would in answering the question, not a resume, but just kind of telling us your background and what you brought to the table in 2012, what you've learned since then, and then go into detail as far as what's
yeah.
required, how many hours you spend.
Yeah, I'm 100% self-taught. I never took business classes or web classes, so I'm 100% self-taught from, knowing nothing to now knowing, I think, a lot. So it's a lot of, trial and error comes and goes, but as an entrepreneur, I was determined to learn as much as I could and do as much as I could, and I'm happy with where I am right now. Um, but as far as web hosting, yeah, I didn't know any server stuff, which, like I said before, the hosting company that we rent the server from and the IPs from, they're really, really great and fast at helping with any, server issues. If there needs to be a restart, if there needs to be, if a client's having problem with their code or something, they will take care of it. So I haven't had to do any of that hard work as far as coding and going in and reboot and things like that. So mostly my job is to take care of the tickets. If there's any inquiries, people will, inquire, okay, do you have this kind of IP or do you have this kind of stat? I'm trying to build this kind of site. Can I use your services? So pretty much our server is just a standard hosting company, so we can, handle any kind of client, but the majority of our clients are just simple blogs, simple WordPress sites, because the clientele that we have that seek C-class IPs are, blog owners, blog networks, and things like that. So, I would say probably for me, 1 hour a day is enough, maybe 1 to 2 if you're starting to learn, but there's not too many. I mean, some days there's 0 tickets that come in, some days there's 5, some days there's 7. It really varies. On average, there's probably 1 or 2 that might have some issues. So at all, you just want to check on your invoices, make sure people are stayed up to date. A lot of the times you can send, the software will send automatic reminders and things like that. So you can set that up so you don't have to do it manually. But you just want to go back and check and make sure that people do pay. And if they don't, then you want to go ahead and, do a auto suspension of their accounts that will force them to pay because they want their data. So sometimes, a lot of times people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot," and then can you unsuspend my account? Well, I just paid, and that happens, a couple times a month. So we do that. I think the other day-to-days, um, I mean, like I said, unfortunately, I haven't had the time to commit fully on marketing, which, the site has been increasing month on month. So there is big potential for someone to take it over and do a lot more blog articles on web hosting companies or web forums or SEO or PPC. I mean, there's so many options you can do that hasn't been done. So it's really, I guess, as much as you want to put in it, because the earning potential is unlimited with this kind of business.
Well, we're going to get a little bit more into detail about that with this.
Okay.
Right. No, it's a great segue. So, um, maybe as a recap, exactly what you do offer, and also, secondly, what are some natural add-ons that could be offered? What are some things that if you were to keep the site that you see would be able to increase revenue?
Yeah, so right now, primarily, we just offer the hosting packages. I have been trying to partner with a web design and development company to be able to offer packages as far as, okay, we can build your website, design it for you, put everything together, launch it for you, get your domain name and everything, and, do a big package deal like that, which it has gotten some interest in people asking about it, so trying to refer and trying to hook up with them so I can help the new owner do that. But right now, we simply just offer domain name registry, and we offer the web hosting packages. on our shared server. Or if the client does need a dedicated or VPS, we can also handle that. Um, the growth is, unlimited. Like I said, it depends on how much. If you want it to keep growing organically over time, it will. Or if you want to put in marketing budget monthly, then you will definitely see the increase faster. Um, of course, if you're going to increase month on month really at a fast growth, then you will foresee needing other servers, and then that will, of course, you can talk to the web hosting company, and they'll for sure help you with that.
Okay. Were you ever offering anything that you no longer are? Have you tried other things that you
The only
said,
thing,
hey, it's not worth it?
I mean, of course, since we focus on the SEO niche,
Hmm.
there was that, but that didn't. I mean, people already are
Right.
experts in SEO, so we just
Sure.
offer their web hosting because they want that specific, IP hosting service, which you can't get anywhere.
Right. Okay. That answers that question. Good. Um, why you touched on why are you selling?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a self-taught entrepreneur, so I've launched many sites and I still have and operate many sites. So at this point, I think it's time to, I have to focus on my other sites and put my efforts into there. So like I said, it's a great opportunity for someone. If you have knowledge in web hosting, then you'll, get on it really fast. If you don't, then I will definitely help the new owner get going.
It's great. Okay. Um, Kyle, and it's and this is a compliment. It's a pretty um, doesn't have a lot of moving parts. The site doesn't. So, and
Right, right.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, we were efficient in you were efficient in presenting things. There were some questions that were answered as they were being asked,
Okay, great.
and also a couple that came in which were asked later and addressed. So, did a great job. Any other questions? Shoot them over now. As mentioned, my contact information is now here. It's Adam Beebe. That's my cell phone. My email is adam@latonas.com. My Skype, invite me because I accept everybody, is adam.latonas. And this recording, if you're listening to it live, this recording will be up on Latonas no later than 24 hours from now. Also, if you want more extensive information, meaning some different slides and such, you can sign an NDA and have a prospectus sent over to you. My interactions with Kyle have been quite a few over the past couple years. My take on this seller is that he's definitely he rapidly addresses questions and is definitely engaged in the sale. So keep the questions coming directly to me and I'll be happy to help. Kyle, great job.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much.
And on that note, thank everybody for listening. Take care.
Bye-bye.